Since a few of us are still staying on campus, we got our commencement box earlier this month at Commons, with balloons and congratulations from our lovely base staff. My suitemates and I were super excited to capture the moment in a photo, and they pulled out their letters of acceptance from 4 years ago to put in the picture. In the letter, it writes, in large font at the end, that you belong at Bates. It was not until that moment that I had a chance to reflect on what I was expecting before coming here. I certainly felt welcomed by the statement, but to be honest, I never believed it much before coming here. I had already spent 4 years of high school in the US at the time, but I always doubted if I could ever feel like I belong somewhere in this vast nation. Don't get me wrong, I felt much love during those 4 years, especially from my advisor, Mr. Upton, who is a class of 1988 base grad. My high school teachers, staff, and peers treated us international students kindly, but I always had this sense of being the other because my cultural background was so different that I believed only my Chinese friends would understand my humor and stand my occasional hot temper, that I could only be a nice, polite, and quiet person when I'm with American students. I was afraid to open myself in fear of being seen as the other. When my peers laugh at something I don't understand, I would just fake a laugh along to avoid awkwardness. I felt well protected by this restrained posture, and I thought I would have another 4 years of being the quiet international student at base too. But my perception changed after I took a hip-hop dance class second semester. Our class was a group of students from many different majors and class years with quite different personalities, united for a love for dance. I got to know someone who always seemed a bit insane, that taught himself Japanese and went to Japan to dance with the underground street dancers. I got to know someone who was always so quiet and sweet, but could smash you with a perfect backflip. I got to know someone who comes from an example just outside of Boston life, but was never afraid to show a quirky personality. All of them were so different, but there was not a sense that any culture or character being dominant or appropriate. Each of them was proud of their differences, and all of them were so charming because of that. And at that moment, I realized maybe I didn't have to be so afraid to express my true feelings, to be proud of my culture, and to share my life beliefs. I didn't have to be afraid of being the other because no one was seen as one. Gradually, I felt freed to ask when I don't understand a joke, to dress the way I want to, and to show my real emotions rather than only being the nice, quiet, and restrained one. My 4 years at base continued to reassure this precious sense of freedom to be myself and to be proud of my distinctiveness. I feel respected in class and everyday chats when I share my opinions that may not be a popular one. I feel loved by my 2B's dance team members, even though I can be too strict and not so proper and polite during practices. Even the simplest feeling of being comfortable saying that, as a Chinese, I prefer drinking lukewarm water over iced drinks means so much to me, because these moments remind me that I truly belong at Bates as the way I am.